the Red Sox will ultimately regret making this deal. Because in any deal, whoever gets the best player in the deal almost always wins the deal. And there's no way to expect that either of the two young guys the Red Sox got will ever be anything close to Mookie Betts. Number two, Betts is 27 years old. He's a drafted and developed homegrown guy that does everything. Hit for average, hits for power, plays a gold glove defense, and you trade him in his prime. There's no doubt that as Mookie Betts' career continues, and he is an MVP candidate playing for a winning team and perhaps winning World Series, there's no doubt that the Red Sox will always look at that as what could have been. And Red Sox fans will have to look at that as what could have been. Betts is one of the top 2 or 3 players in baseball. In his prime, you don't trade those guys. And you'll say, well, what happens if they couldn't afford him? Why can't they afford him? They're the Red Sox. Well, they've got to get underneath the luxury tax. Why? They don't have to do anything. The only penalty to being above the luxury tax is paying more money. It's not draft picks. It's not taking away anything from the team's competitiveness. There's no punishment there beyond paying more money. And you know what I know the Red Sox have is more money. I'd say the same thing if the Yankees were cutting corners, or the Dodgers were cutting corners, or the Cubs were cutting corners. These are the 4 richest teams in baseball. I don't want to hear any of them crying poverty. And the reason the Red Sox right now are over the luxury tax is because of poor money management. And so it's their fault. They should have done everything they could to bring back Mookie, to make him a Red Sox for life, and alter everything else about their payroll. Shave corners everywhere else, get creative everywhere else. You don't trade away one of the best players in baseball who does everything at 27 years old and get that back in return. You didn't even get the Dodgers' number 1 prospect in Gavin Lutz. You didn't even get Lux back. Instead, you got their second or third guy. Not enough. Alex Verdugo, and getting Brusdar Graterol as well in the deal, who's a hard-throwing pitching prospect, but still, those 2 guys do not equal what Betts is or can be and will be. Dodgers win the deal, hands down, and the Red Sox will absolutely regret watching Betts be one of the best players in baseball for the next 5, 6, 7 years, and perhaps win World Series with the Dodgers. The only thing that makes this even partially palatable is that the Red Sox have won 4 World Series in the last 15 years. And so, if you're a Red Sox fan, maybe you're okay. Maybe you're satisfied with all of that winning, that you saw 4 titles that you never thought you'd see. And so you're okay taking a step back. Because if they had not won a World Series at this point in time, or had only won in 2004, hadn't won in a long time, this would be absolutely lit on fire in Boston.